Hello everyone and Happy New Year. So my name's Katie and welcome back to my channel. I just did that in a really strange order. I feel so wrong. But yeah, today's video is the first video of the new year and it is day 7. I think I'm not very good at keeping track of the days of bookmas, which I hope everyone's enjoying. So I've been uploading a video every single day, which is quite a lot, but I'm on holiday at the moment so I have plenty of time. I'm gonna have to get a bit ahead of myself because I go back to uni on Tuesday, so I'll have to upload, or we might just have to cut it short to 10 days of bookmas. But we'll see. I am enjoying it. Yeah, I think my favourite video is my favourites of the year because I just love gushing. But today's video we're going to be talking about 22 books I want to read in 2022. Now I did this video last year with 21 books I want to read in 2021, and it was, I don't know how I did. I kind of want to do a reaction to it and I think I did terribly because there's definitely some books which I'm pretty sure are on this list which were on last year's list. And I'm sure you can all guess a couple of them, especially one of them. But yeah, this year will be the year. I've tried to mainly keep this to like first books in series or like standalones, but there are a few like sequels which have crept their way in there that I really want to try and get to. So yeah, there's those as well. But yeah, I love talking about books I'm excited to read. I don't always have the best synopsises for them, but we can try our best. So yeah, so that's the video today. So the first book I have on this list is Gardens of the Moon by Steven Erikson, and this is the first Malazan book. So me and Malazan have a very interesting relationship, not that it's even started yet. But like part of me really wants to read Malazan and is excited to, but then part of me really doesn't want to and is like scared and thinks I'll hate it. So I'm really unsure because I know a lot of people really love it, but then it also, I've heard like the first book you don't even understand what's going on, like you have to read 2 or 3 books to even get it, and like that's quite a lot because they're quite big books. And I don't know, I think for me it's going to depend on if I click with the writing style, because I can quite happily like read a book which not a lot happens, but the writing style is really nice and it's really easy to read. But then there's other books where I just don't like get the writing and it just doesn't work for me at all, and if there's no plot to carry it forward, then I just don't understand, because I like convoluted stuff. Like I like the Arena of Kings and that's the most convoluted book in existence. But so yeah, I'm really interested to see where I'll stand with Malazan, but I definitely want to try it. I'm also really torn about whether to try the audiobook because I kind of want to do the series on audio because it's like a 10-book series, so that it would be easiest for me to get them on audio because I have loads of Audible credits, rather than like buying every single Kindle book or buying every single physical book. They're all mass market paperbacks in the UK, so I'm not sure I'd want them physically, but yeah, we'll see. But yeah, so I'm interested on my journey with that one. Okay, then next we have the Cradle series by Will White. I think, I'm not quite sure what the first book's called. I know it's red. I'll put a picture in. But I hadn't heard of it at all, and then suddenly someone started reading it, and then I saw loads of other people who were reading it as well, and I know Lena from Sufficiently Advanced Lena really likes the series. And yeah, some of the people I follow on Twitter have been reading it as well, so I'm quite excited to see what this one's about. And I honestly don't know. I don't think it's assassins, but like I feel like it's something-y, maybe like a magical school. I honestly don't know. If you know what Cradle's about, then let me know. But I've seen good things and I'm excited, and I think it's a series I'm gonna like. I know at least the first few books are quite short, so I think they'll just be like fun fantasies, to like a bit more light-hearted maybe. And I've heard really good things about some of the later books in the series, so I'm quite excited to like dive into another big series, because I finished off quite a few. Well, no, I finished off Realm of the Elderlings, I guess, and I have a few other big series that I want to try and get to this year. So yeah, like Malazan, He Who Shall Not Be Named, coming later in this video. Yeah, there's a few other series, so yeah. Then next we have The Vanishing Birds, which is another book I've seen loads of hype for on Twitter. I think I'm really gonna like it. It sounds it's sci-fi I think, but also sounds very sort of like speculative, well written. I don't know what the genre is really, but I think I'm really gonna like it. I think there's gonna be quite a lot of themes of like relationships and like humanity. That's what I really like about some sci-fi books, is when it's like that kind of, it really looks at like humanity and how it interacts with us, and like Becky Chambers books I just love. So I think I'm going to really enjoy this one. I don't really know what it's about. I've read the synopsis and it kind of sounds like there's this woman who's on a transport ship, and one day she finds this mysterious boy, and the boy is born with a gift that threatens this big company's control, and he's very hunted with this ability, like he's very desired, and then maybe the woman and this boy are trying to escape the like big imposing company. But yeah, it just sounds really good. I think there'll be a lot of really interesting themes in there, and I've heard the writing's really like lush and lyrical, so I'm very excited for this one as well. Okay, then next we have The Beast Player, which two of my best like booktube friends have read this, so Rue and Nicole, and they both absolutely loved it, so it's made me really excited to read it, and it just sounds like completely up my alley and like my cup of tea. So yeah, I think I'm not also entirely sure what this one's about, but I'll summarize the synopsis. So it's basically this family, so the main, I'm assuming she's a girl, Ellen, looks after fearsome serpents that form the core of their kingdom's army. So when some of the beasts mysteriously die, Ellen's mother is sentenced to death as a punishment. With her last breath, she manages to send her daughter to safety. Alone, far from home, Ellen soon discovers that she can talk to both the terrifying water serpents and the majestic flying beasts that guard her queen. This skill gives her great powers, but also involves her in deadly plots that could cost her life. Can she save herself and prevent her beloved beasts from being used as terrible tools of war, or must she face the terrible battles to come? So this sounds really good. This sounds like the main character can talk to animals, which I love, especially, yeah, after reading Realm of the Eldlings. I just love that kind of communication and the bond. And I don't know if I've heard this has got like Studio Ghibli vibes. I might be mixing it up with another book. But it just sounds like kind of one of those like coming of age tales, and just this really like epic story with a really like heart at the centre of it. I don't know. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one, and the cover's so pretty. Okay, yeah. And next we have Ancillary Justice, which I feel like is a bit of a like, it's well known in sci-fi. I'm not sure it's really like a sci-fi classic, but I know it's won like 1,000,000 awards. Yeah, it's won the Hugo, the Nebula, and the Arthur C. Clarke Award. So that's like all the awards, the sci-fi awards anyway. Oh yeah, there's even more on the back. So yeah, and it sounds, I think it's this soldier, yeah, who used to be a spaceship, so she's now in like a human shaped body, so she's an AI in a human body, and then she's trying to get revenge. So that sounds really good. I love any sort of AI, sentient AI character, and I think it would be really interesting to see how they like grapple with how, yeah, being a human. I think that's a really interesting theme. And yeah, I actually really like the cover for this one. I don't know. And also I believe there's something interesting with gender with this book, because I don't know if like everyone's referred to as she or something strange. Anyway, I've heard it might be this book. I might be getting confused with another book. But yeah, hopefully this one's good. Sometimes books that win loads of awards I don't think are always for me. Like I feel like there's like, I found books that are like well praised by critics sometimes on, because like I don't know, I read for entertainment value rather than for like literary merit. But hopefully this will be entertaining as well as literary. I don't know. But yeah, so that's that one. Next we have, this has been on quite a few TBRs recently, so you're probably sick of me talking about it, but that is City of Lies by Sam Hawke. I really want to get to this one. I'm pretty sure this was on last year's list as well, but I think just because it's chunky, and I'm actually really excited to read it, but it's like over 600 pages, and then other chunky books. There's something weird's happened there. There's like a little pattern. You probably can't see it, but anyway. Yeah, so always other chunky books like that I want to try and prioritise, but now I actually have the sequel as well, so I think one weekend I'm just gonna like blast through it, although I think I won't be able to read both in one weekend, so 2 weekends I'll have to blast through it. Maybe after I finish my exams it'll be a good time to read it, but I definitely want to try and read it this year. Sounds really fun. I think it's set in this city where there's these two siblings, one of whom is like a poisoner, and yeah, poison, and also like poison taster, and the other one's kind of politically savvy. And then the chancellor dies, and then it's all thrown into chaos and they have to try and save the city. So it sounds really interesting. I've heard lots of good things. I think it's got a Robin Hood quote on the cover. So yeah, I think I'm gonna really enjoy this, so looking forward to that one as well. This is actually 2 in 1 spot, so I'll have this as 2 spots and then we'll cut one off the end. So this is Foundation and iRobot by Isaac Asimov. I've never read anything by him, but he's definitely like one of the sci-fi classic authors. So I'm looking forward to trying them. I've actually heard he has quite like a dry humour, which I think I'll really enjoy. It's like that British humour, and I actually really like these covers. I don't know, and like the spines, forgot the word for them. I don't know, they just feel so like classic and like retro, the 1970s or whatever. I don't actually know when these were published. They might even be the 60s, and I think these are like the sort of, I guess, 1967. Oh no, copyright 1950. I don't know. Anyway, so I think these are like the quintessential AI sci-fi books, so I'm actually really looking forward to that. I think Foundation is the first book in a trilogy, and iRobot is just like its own little thing. I might have to do some research before I start reading them. I don't really know what they're about, but I think I will like them. I'm not sure I'll love them because they're like classics, so I don't know how engaging I'll find the writing style, but I think I'll definitely enjoy and appreciate reading them. So yeah, I'm looking forward to these two as well. Had them on my shelf for a while, I just need to get around to them. Then another sort of sci-fi classic, which I do have on my shelf, but I can't be bothered to go and get it because it's like behind a load of other stuff, is Dune, by Frank Herbert, I think. So the film for Dune came out this year, no, last year, which I haven't seen, but I would really like to see. But I also want to read the book, although I haven't heard the best things about the book, but I also want to read the book just for like to say I have read it. I don't know if that makes sense, but I don't really know what it's about. I know the main character's called like Paul or something, which is a really weird like fantasy name, and like all the other characters have like really fantasy names, and then there's just Paul. And I think it's like a bit of a blend of fantasy and sci-fi, and I think there's a big empire and a war and some sandworms or something. I don't know, but I'll be interested to see what I think of it. I think there could be some good like military strategy and stuff, so I think that'll be a very interesting one to read. And also I'm sure this was on last year's list as well, but I never got to it. Oh well. There's lots of books to be reading. Yeah, I've got a lifetime to read them, hopefully. Next we have Blood and Exile by Brian Naslund, and this is another series that I want to get into, so if I enjoy the first one then I'll read the rest of the series. But I've actually heard good things, and someone commented saying they'd really enjoyed it, so that was exciting. And I think it's this guy who was a dragon slayer and then he was exiled, but now he's been brought back in to like slay this one last dragon, and if he can do it, he can like have his place restored in the kingdom, but like this dragon's super deadly. That's what I understand, and I think it's a bit of a quest, which sounds really fun. I'm hoping, I don't know if I've heard this or if I'm just making it up or if I'm just hoping based on the sort of cover and things, but I'm hoping this is a little bit like humorous. I don't know, hopefully. I love a bit of humour in books. I think it just adds to it. And actually, books I really love, I will give 5 stars, but books that I have like a great time reading, which I don't necessarily think are like amazing books, but if I've just had the best time reading, I will still give those books 5 stars. There's like 2 different 5 stars in my mind. So I'm hoping this might be something like that. We'll see. I don't want to go in with the wrong expectations, because actually it is a pretty dark cover, so it might be like super grim dark. And here's me expecting like little romp through the forest. But yeah, anyway, we'll see. So yeah, looking forward to this one. Okay, what's next? Okay, then we have the Cat Who Saved books. So this was like a real cover buy for me. I don't know if you can see it. Just look. Oh, it's like Jorts. I love the Jorts and Jean storyline from Twitter. I don't know if anyone's seen it. It's basically about this like himbo cat called Jorts who was being unfairly like treated in an office by this office worker called Pam, and she was like buttering him to try and train him to groom himself and like locking him in to try and train him to like open doors. It was so funny, honestly. It was so cute. And now I follow like Jean and Jorts on Twitter, which is a great Twitter account, by the way. But anyway, so now, yeah, Ginger Cat. Maisie needs a little ginger brother, I think. But this one, I just saw the cover and I really liked it. Like, I love books, I love cats, so I had to get it. And it's actually a really cute little hardback. And it sounds really like cozy and comforting. So I think it's a little bookshop, and the owner's just died, but his grandson takes it over, and he wants to close the shop because he's really sad. because obviously like grief and stuff. But then a talking tabby cat called Tiger appears, and together they save the bookshop, or they save books from people who have imprisoned, mistreated and betrayed them, which just sounds really fun. And I love the idea of like a talking cat. I think it's so much fun, and just, I don't know, like the bonds between animals and humans. I just think it's gonna be so heartwarming and lovely, and it's not too long as well, so I feel like this is a book you could read in like a weekend, or yeah, it's only just over 200 pages, so like even in a day you could read it, and I think it'll just be a great little gem of a book. The Heroes by Joe Abercrombie, and also probably because I want to, like, I guess finish off the first little books, so Red Country and Sharp Ends. So they're the only two I haven't read, like, three I haven't read, but The Heroes and Red Country are the two standalones which I haven't read. So I've read all of First Law, I've read Best Served Cold, and I've read all of Age of Madness, but I haven't read yet The Heroes, which I think is just, it takes place over a big battle. To be honest, I don't know how interested I am, but I do want to read it just to say I've finished First Law. Also, I know actually Finree, who's one of my favourite characters in Age of Madness, has a big role in The Heroes, so maybe I'll read it for her. I'll do it for you, Finree, for the MILFs. But yeah, so there's that one, and then Red Country, which I don't know, I've heard quite mixed things about, but reading the synopsis, it sounds like really fun. There's like ghosts and like a Wild West road trip thing. I don't know, it sounds good to me, but I haven't heard the best things about it. And then Sharp Ends, which I think is just a collection of short stories. But I've also heard the main like protagonist that links all the short stories is a lesbian, I think, which makes me excited for that one. Basically finishing off First Law before any new books come out, although I don't know, they probably won't come out next year, but I just need another trilogy. Ugh, following Hildy and that random kid from the end of the Age of Madness books, and Jeffo. I need it. Yeah, anyway, so there, yeah, okay. After that we have The Evercool Kingdom by Ridgepecker, and this is a sequel actually. I really want to try and finish off this duology, because I don't know, I loved the first book, and I bought this like as soon as it came out, about over a year ago I think, but for some reason I just never got around to reading it, so I really want to try and get to it. I don't know why I haven't like prioritized it or anything. I think there's always just other books to be reading and like trying to finish off, but this is actually a finish offer, so yeah, I need to try and get to it soon. Maybe it'll be a January book. I think I did have it on my December TBR, but then I didn't get to it in December, but hopefully I'll get to it soon. And yeah, the first book, we're following these two like princesses, one who lives in like the cold half of the world and one who lives in the hot half, and they're both sort of questing to this mysterious like ridge in the middle, where there's like secrets to power and things. I can't remember super well, and each of them have like this little companion on their trip with them, and I love both relationships. And yeah, there was just some really like fun like magic and relationships, and I don't know, I just enjoyed it, so I think I will enjoy book 2 as well. I think it reminded me of Frozen for some really weird reason. I think the main two characters are a bit like Anna and Elsa, and I love Frozen, so yeah, I'm looking forward to this one as well. I think I've said that about every single book. And then we have another sequel, so Children of Ruin by Adrian Chvosky, which is a sequel to Children of Time. I'm not actually sure if this is a duology or if there's like ever gonna be another one, but yeah, I really enjoyed Children of Time. Adrian Chvosky's really good at writing like kind of interesting sci-fi that like makes you think, but also has some really fun and entertaining characters. Yeah, looking forward to that. And I think this one follows octopuses or like sea creatures, where the first one kind of follows spiders, although I think the spiders are still characters in this one. We'll have to see. Yeah, because I've missed Fabian, I hope he comes back. Yeah, we'll see. Oh yeah, I just saw Portia, so I think if Portia's there then Fabian should be there. But yeah, looking forward to this one, and this one's won the Arthur C. Clarke Award as well. Oh no, that was Children of Time, but I never see sequels winning awards actually. Oh no, but where are they? The N.K. Jemisin books, they all won something. I don't know which one. The Hugo Award maybe. Oh, anyway. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to this one. Another one I want to read is Once Upon a Burning Throne. I think this was by Ashok K. Banker, something like that. I think I have the last name wrong. Definitely begins with a B. And this one, I know Tammy and also Lena have read this one as well, and they loved it. I've heard this maybe vaguely compared to The Grace of Kings. I don't know why, I think just the like meddling gods and like it following a big kind of epic cast and like multi-generational, which I love The Grace of Kings and like the Dandelion Dynasty. So I'm really looking forward to this series. I don't actually know what the series is called, but I know the first one's called Upon a Burning Throne. Although the reason I haven't read this one yet is because it's quite hard to get hold of in the UK. I'm not sure the audiobook's available. And the main like book itself is expensive. I'll have to see it. It's probably available on an ebook, but then if it's a big book, I don't always like reading ebooks and big books. Anyway, that's an internal debate for myself. So yeah, we'll see. But I definitely want to try and get around to this one because I think I'm really going to enjoy it. And yeah, Tammy loves it. So any book she loves like gets me wanting to read it, especially the comparison to Grace of Kings. So yeah, I think that's a series I'm going to enjoy. I have no idea what it's about other than like it's a retelling of something, possibly. I don't know, we'll have to see. But I think it follows like court drama and things, which I always love, so yeah. Okay, and then we have Pet, which is a book that I've heard really good things about. I love this cover. I don't know if you really get the full effect of the shiny, you just sort of see the ring light. But I think this one is going to be really good. I will read you the synopsis because I don't really know what it's about, but it says, Pet is here to hunt a monster. Are you brave enough to look? There are no monsters anymore, or so the children in the city of Lucille have been taught. Jam and her best friend Redemption have grown up with this lesson all their lives. But when Jam meets Pet, she begins to question what she's been told. Pet has come to hunt the evil lurking in Redemption's house. But how do you save the world from monsters if no one will admit they exist? So it sounds really interesting. The like quote on the back is, a tale that defies categorization, forcing readers to deeply rethink assumptions about identity, family structure and justice. Couldn't be more well timed to our society's struggles with its own monsters. So this just sounds really good. I think it's going to be really interesting and thought-provoking read. It's not very long either. It's like 200 pages and the writing is pretty big on the page. So I think this one will be like quite quick to read, which I was like, get it read in like a day. Get towards that Goodreads goal. I always set my Goodreads goal, I think, a bit lower than what I read, but this year I might struggle with the second half of the year being like working full time. But anyway, yeah, looking forward to this one. Then next we have another sequel, and that is Flamefall, which is the sequel to Fireborn by Rosaria Munda. I have Fireborn over there, but I don't have Flamefall. This is another one that's kind of hard to get in the UK, but I've heard really good things about the sequel, and I remember really liking book one, so I'm excited. And I don't know, I just think it's a really great kind of YA series, which like the dragons obviously love, and there's some really interesting politics. And I remember liking the characters as well, so I think I will enjoy that one. And then we also have the Book of Dragons. So this is a collection of short stories, and just the cover is absolutely stunning, and the back cover as well. I love that, all the little dragons in flight. And I know there's some authors which like I really like, who have like stories in the book. So I know R.F. Kuang is definitely one, Alette de Bedard, Zen Cho, Kate Elliott, Ken Liu, Scott Lynch, Shauna Maguire. Yeah, there's some really good authors, so I think I will really enjoy this collection of stories, and obviously they all feature dragons. I love dragons, fantasy classic. So yeah, I don't actually know which like series has my favourite like dragons in them. I've never thought about that actually. That's a really hard question. I do love the Realm of the Eldlings dragons, like the especially the Rainwilds ones, like Relpter and Hebe. Any sort of talking dragon, I think especially I know Toothless will always be my favourite fictional dragon. The ending of How to Train Your Dragon 3 made me sob. I was stuck over that kind of thing. I don't know. What the fuck's... Sorry. I'm trying to think of what I read recently that had dragons, I'm sure. I really like the dragons in the Shattered Realm series by Cindy Williams-Chimer as well. Oh, they're so cute. Yeah, anyway, that was getting distracted. So yeah, I think it'll be really interesting to see what's in this one. It is The Deathless Girls by Karen Millward Hargraves. So I read The Mercies by her in sometime like October or November, some point in the later bit of 2021, and really liked it. And I think I'm really gonna like this one because I think this is like a retelling of Dracula's Brides or something, which just sounds so good. I really like her writing. I think this one's sapphic. The Mercies was sapphic as well. I just love the cover for this, like the things. I think it's set in like Prague or the Czech Republic or something, and I love that kind of imagery and like that area of Europe. But yeah, I just think this will be really interesting. Yeah, breathtaking origin story of the Brides of Dracula. So, I mean, I feel like this maybe has like Halloweeny October vibes, but also I just love these kind of vibes like year round. So I think I'm really gonna enjoy reading this one. And along another similar witchy vein, so I really want to read The Nature of Witches by Rachel Griffin. So I got this one for Christmas. It sounds really good. I think it looks at a bit at climate change, like witches who have the power of the seasons, but kind of climate change is affecting things. I think there's a bit of a romance as well. I don't know if I've heard, but I think the writing's going to be really beautiful, which makes me excited. I think I will enjoy that. Yeah, I just think this will be a really nice kind of read. I love sort of naturey, like seasonal, weathery magic. I think that's such a cool like vibe energy. So I think I'm really going to enjoy this, and obviously I like witchy things as well. So yeah, I think I will enjoy this one. I don't know what to say about them. Also, I would like to read the start of the Discworld books. I've never read any Terry Pratchett books except from Good Omens, which is co-authored. So I think, I don't know, I've heard I could start with more, so I maybe would like that one. And also I noticed on NetGalley for some reason all the Discworld books were suddenly available, so I don't know, that's good because then I can get them for free. So yeah, I was gonna read and request more, so hopefully I'll enjoy that one. I've heard Discworld is quite humorous. I think I will enjoy it. And it's like that whole, it's something to do with death or like the Grim Reaper, or it just sounds fun. And I know that the Discworld is meant to be like a load of turtles on each other's backs, who knows, anyway. And then the final book, no shock to absolutely anyone, is Eye of the World. I know it entertains everyone greatly. To be honest, it entertains me as well, but I'm determined to prove myself like wrong, or prove everyone wrong, that I can actually read it, but it just never seems to happen. But yeah, I watched the TV show and really enjoyed it. I'm quite glad I watched the TV show first, because I think that like added to my enjoyment of the TV show instead of like trying to compare it to the books. So that I think then it'll be nice to like read the books and see what's different and like what's the same. And I'm sure there's lots of extra stuff in the books, so yeah, I think I'm looking forward to reading this one as well. And seeing all my like favourite characters from the show in the books. Like I love Nynaeve, she's probably my favourite, and well, in the TV show I loved Moraine and Swan, but I don't think they're in the books. But yeah, I just think I'm really gonna enjoy seeing everyone, so that'll be good as well whenever I get to it. Ha ha ha. But yeah, so that is the video. Let me know in the comments a book you would really like to get to in 2022. I would really love to know, and I hope you're all having a great day, and I hope you all have a great new year. And yeah, if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and consider subscribing if you haven't already, and I will see you next time.